Are you thinking about moving to Reston, Virginia, and you would love to know exactly what it costs to live there? Well, you're in the right place, because in this video, I'm going to go over all the costs associated with living right here in Reston, Virginia, and we're getting at it right now. Boom! Hey everybody, it's David, your favorite realtor. It's another beautiful day right here in Northern Virginia. And if it's your first time here on my channel, please consider subscribing, because every single week I'm releasing awesome videos all about living, eating, playing, and thriving right here in Northern Virginia. So we get calls, texts, emails almost every single day from folks just like you who are moving or relocating to Northern Virginia, and I absolutely love it. So if you're even thinking about moving or relocating to Northern Virginia, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, even send me a handwritten note. However you gotta get a hold of me, I got your back when you move to Northern Virginia. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about all the costs associated with living right here in Reston, Virginia via housing, transportation, eating, groceries, utilities, and so much more. And I'm gonna compare it to the rest of Virginia as a whole and the national average. So let's get this video started. So according to bestplaces.net, which is a fantastic website that gets a lot of their information from the US Census Bureau, well, they state that Reston, Virginia, the average cost of living here is going to be almost 40% higher than the national average and about 35% higher than Virginia as a whole. So we got to talk about the elephant in the room, and that's going to be housing prices. That is what makes it so much more expensive to live right here in Reston, Virginia compared to like the national average and the rest of Virginia. So currently, the average median sales price of a home in the United States is going to be $231,000. Now, if you compare that to Virginia as a whole, you can be right about $258,000. Now, Reston, the median sales price is just a tad over $450,000. So that's a huge difference in median sales price right here in Reston compared to the rest of the United States. Now, a great thing about living in Reston though, with the housing, is we have a huge price difference. So there's actually something for everybody. So a condo, a 2-bedroom condo, can go anywhere from the low 200s, well over $1 million. Now, obviously there's gonna be a huge difference with a $200,000 condo and a $1.5 million condo, but there's something for everybody. And a townhouse is going to be anywhere from the low 300s all the way up to $1 million. And single families, they're going to start around that $550,000 price point and go well over $1 million. So why are the home prices so high in Reston, Virginia? Well, there's going to be a few reasons why. One is going to be proximity to Washington, D.C. You're going to be about 25 to 28 miles away from D.C., about 20 miles away from Arlington, about 15 miles away from Tyson's Corner. And another reason is jobs. So much employment opportunities right here in Reston with companies like Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Oracle. So many job opportunities here. And supply and demand. There's a huge demand for housing right here in Reston, Virginia, and very little supply. So when you have high demand and little supply, that's gonna shoot up the prices, because I will help so many people from all over the world move right here from Reston for so many different reasons. So that right there is going to be one of the biggest reasons why the housing is so expensive at Reston compared to the national average and Virginia as a whole. So maybe buying a house isn't for you here in Reston. Well, let's talk about rentals. So the average 3-bedroom rental here in Reston, Virginia is going to cost you $2,453. And let's compare that to the national average of $1,537. That's gonna be a shade over $900 spread. That is a huge difference. Now, why such a high rental rate right here in Reston, Virginia? Again, it comes to supply and demand. It comes to proximity to DC and Arlington. And another thing about Reston, you have so many people coming here for a very short amount of time because of work. So they're not looking to buy a house. They want to live here for like 6 months to a year. So that causes a very competitive and robust rental market right here in Reston, Virginia. Now let's talk about groceries right here in Reston, Virginia. So in Reston, groceries are going to be about 12% higher than the national average and Virginia as a whole. But there's so many ways around knocking down your grocery bill. Now, if you go to like Whole Foods or Wegmans, those are obviously high-end grocery stores. You're gonna spend a lot more on your groceries compared to if you go to like a Harris Teeter, a Giant, or a Safeway. Those are gonna drastically reduce your grocery bills. Especially, I'm here in the area. I actually shop at Harris Teeter a lot, and trust me, they have a sale there almost on everything, almost every single day. So you can drastically reduce your grocery bills and get much closer to the national average. Now let's talk about transportation cost right here in Reston. So on average, the transportation cost here in Reston is gonna be 23% higher than Virginia and the national average. And one of the biggest reasons for this is you're gonna see in abundance the BMWs, the Audis, the Mercedes of the world. Now with those high-end luxury cars, that's gonna drastically increase your car payment and your car insurance. So obviously you don't have to have BMW and Audi. You can get a Ford, you can get a Toyota, which will drastically reduce your car payments. Now another factor with high transportation costs right here in Reston is gonna be the toll road. Taking a toll road from Reston to, let's say, like Tyson's or Arlington, that could cost you at least $5 each way. Let's say if you take that round trip, $10 a day, every day, that adds up very quickly. Plus we have the Metro, taking the Metro from the Reston station, let's say, again, to like Tyson's or Arlington, that could be about $5 each way. So over time, those costs can really add up. But again, like I said, there's so many ways to really drastically reduce your transportation costs right here in Reston, Virginia. So let's talk about going out for dinner and drinks right here in Reston. Now, if you're gonna go out, there's a very good chance you're gonna make your way to Reston Town Center. There's so many restaurants and options for you to pick from right here in Reston Town Center. You got Morton's Steakhouse, Jackson's, Passion Fish, Clyde's, and so much more. Now, how much you're gonna spend? Really look to spend between $50 to $75 per person when you go out, for dinner and drinks in Reston Town Center. Now, obviously, if you grab a sub at Subway, it's gonna be a lot less expensive than if you grab a 5-course steak and lobster dinner at Morton's Steakhouse. But there's so many options and something for everybody in Reston Town Center for dinner and drinks. You will never be a shortage of things to do and things to eat and things to drink when you're right here in Reston. So I know exactly what you're thinking. Wow, everything in Reston costs so much more than anywhere I've ever lived. It's alright, I found something that's actually gonna be less expensive than the national average in Virginia. And guess what? That's gonna be utilities. So on average, utilities in Reston is gonna be about 4% less expensive right here than compared to Virginia and the national average. Now, I got a lot of theories on this. There's no back data behind this, but my biggest thing is I've seen so many people cut the cord when it comes to cable. So many people. So you don't have that high cable bill. They're watching the Netflixes or the Hulus of the world. So that could save you a lot on your utilities. Second thing I noticed here in Reston, there's actually a lot of condos. And condos, they can be a lot more energy efficient, in terms of your heating and cooling and your gas and your water compared to like a single family. So that's why I can see why the average utility cost can be a lot less expensive here in Reston than Virginia and the national average. So yes, it does cost on average 40% more to live here in Reston compared to the national average, but that's alright. There's so many great things about living here in Reston. In fact, I made a video a few weeks ago about the pros and cons of living here in Reston, Virginia. Go check that out. You're absolutely gonna love it. Proximity to DC, Reston Town Center, great schools here in Fairfax County, job employment. So there's so many benefits of living here in Reston. I know you're absolutely gonna love it. So I appreciate you watching another one of my videos. If you got any value out of today's video, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, please subscribe. If there's anything in the world I can do for you, if anything moving, buying, selling right here in Northern Virginia, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me email. All my contact information is in the description, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your day.